I just see an application for a job here.
Yeah.
There's a tribe in the Amazon that their last surviving warrior was killed by a panther.
Yeah.
And they need a white man, like, the Man Called Horse, or that Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves. They need a white man to come, learn their culture, marry their women, and repopulate the tribe.
I guess that leaves Gilbert out. They need a white man. We're not sure what he is. But, Gilbert's white. We're just not sure if he's a man.
Or if he's capable of doing this job.
Gilbert looks like a convict.
Has he ever had children?
But you're saying that, in other words, there's an African tribe.
No, an Indian tribe down in the Amazon.
Why do they need a white man?
Well, see, they could marry the little 14-year-old girl off to another Indian tribe, but then they'll take her and make her learn their ways, and
14?
she won't be carrying on the traditions of this tribe. They figure whites who have no culture,
right? So
that they're so attached to.
If a white man is willing to move down there,
right,
impregnate their 14-year-old,
marry the 14-year-old, and repopulate the tribe. So I figure they're willing to give them the other women who are capable of childbirth.
She's 14.
Well.
Jerry Seinfeld will take her.
Jerry Seinfeld just called in. He might want to look her over.
His hand is raised high.
How, Chief? How?
Hey, Kimasabi. Who's got the 14-year-old?
I'm ready to learn your ways.
Take off your clothes and do a rain dance on me.
Shoshana Weinstein's 18. She's getting too old.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Come on. See, I sing Indian songs. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Hand me the drum.
Who are these? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What does oh, whoa, whoa mean?
So anyway, that sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Why? I mean, there should be people lined up for this job, don't you think?
You know how many losers there are who would love to go down and have sex with a 14-year-old?
Believe
And
me,
me.
they'll treat you well, too.
Right. Oh, that's fantastic. So how do you apply?
I don't know how to apply.
I was watching you, Gilbert, on Up All Night.
Yeah,
That was
at least
good.
someone does.
Where you were on, they were showing my favorite movie, that Patrick Dempsey movie.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie, even though you were goofing on it.
Yeah, and they cut out nudity in all these.
Yeah, I know. They
Yeah.
cut out nudity and they cut out some curse words.
Was there
Yeah.
nudity in that one?
Not really, but they had a lot of curse words that they cover up because it's Channel 17. Meanwhile, it's cable. They could throw in a few curse words. It's a late Saturday night. But it was very embarrassing. I tuned in, and Gilbert was at some party, and people there actually trapped him under a tree. And I think it was reality. I don't think
Yeah.
I think it was a
He
bit.
didn't plan that.
Yeah, he was under the tree the whole time.
It's from my autobiography.
It was good though. God, the richer you get, Gilbert,
Yes.
the worse you look. And judging by how you look today, you're worth about $10 million. Doesn't he look
He's
terrible?
really rich.
Although my wife looked at Gilbert on Up All Night Saturday night and said, "Boy, Gilbert looks handsome." I said,
Really?
"Yeah." I said, "It must be weird lighting." She was drinking. So anyway, Gilbert, what are you promoting today?
Not a hell of a lot.
Oh, really? You're not
Yeah.
even pushing anything.
Not a hell of a lot.
Just here to say
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
I'm just here to say hello.
By the way, people will be happy to know. People said, "Will Gilbert be part of your New Year's show?" I said, "Absolutely not." So you can feel free.
It's safe.
It's safe. He will not be there to annoy anyone.
Subscriptions would go up like triple now.
Oh, absolutely. Now everyone's calling their cable company.
On New Year's, they're showing my Conan O'Brien spot.
Are they?
Yeah,
Oh.
that was one of my strongest.
Really?
Yeah, one of his strongest. Talk about a setup.
I don't know,
End
man.
up all night.
Conan O'Brien, it's like, if you go on that show now, I think it means you're a loser.
Are you really on television?
Yeah, are you really on television? And because no one, I think, in Hollywood, anybody, Gilbert will go on there because he goes on every show. But I'm saying no one in Hollywood will book their people on Conan
Right, so
O'Brien.
it really means it's almost like doing the Joe Franklin show
Right.
at this point.
It is.
It's
You ever
the
see
new
the-
Joe Franklin.
Because Billy West was on the other night. Billy West is the voice of Ren and Stimpy, and he works on our show occasionally. I never see him anymore. He's a big shot now. But Billy West was on, and there were guys sitting next to him. I don't know who
You
it
don't
was.
know who they were.
It looked like the Joe Franklin show. And Billy was the biggest star they had there. And, I was excited because I know Billy, but I don't know how much the audience got into it. But Billy was real good. Mm-hmm. He basically just did a whole bunch of those stupid
Yeah,
voices.
I keep hearing about these great performances people are doing on the Conan O'Brien show, but nobody sees them.
Well, what's neat about it is Conan is such a puppet that you can literally just go on there and do whatever you want
take over the show.
without interruption. He doesn't even know how to interrupt you.
Yeah,
What
I
did
went
you
on.
do?
Yeah, it was I didn't let him speak. I went on, did a whole thing. It was one of my strongest sets. I say to people, I go, "So did you see that?" And they go, "No, when's it going to air?"
Yeah, I know. That's the worst. You
When
didn't.
is that on?
So
Yeah.
it'll be New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's New Year's, and then there's also Up All Night, so I'll be on opposite myself.
Good. I don't know which I'll watch. Now, we're going to be working New Year's Eve, of course.
I'll be watching an infomercial, probably.
You'll probably be watching our show because you're so horny. So, you're an expert on comedy, Gilbert. I consider you to be an expert.
Okay.
Is there a funny bone anywhere in Conan's whole body? Is there anything funny about that guy? Did you talk to him backstage and stuff?
No, I didn't actually get a chance to speak to him. I tried to speak to... Masha Brady was on.
Oh, was she?
Yes.
She's nice.
Yeah, she's cute, and she was talking about contraception.
Oh, really?
That's what she does. She goes from show to show and talks about contraception.
Marsha Brady.
Yeah, from the Brady Bunch. Maureen McCormick.
So did you get anything off her?
Oh, yeah.
A couple of condoms.
Yeah, I was nailing her backstage.
Yeah. Gilbert likes to do some of the female guests before he goes out to relax.
He's such a stud.
Yeah. Gilbert was on and no one missed Conan. They didn't even know he was gone. Conan. Did you call him Conan?
Oh, yes.
That's his name, huh?
Called him
Conan.
Mr. O'Brien.
Conan. God, he's lame. Yes, he went on there. What'd you talk about?
Nothing in particular.
Just like goofed on him and
Yeah,
stuff?
like here. I just
Did you goof on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just rambled on and then...
And who's that fat jackass who's a sidekick? Who is that guy? Did you know him before?
Yeah.
What? That's his name, Fat Jackass?
Fat Jackass.
I would call him Fat Jackass. I go, and here's my sidekick, Fat Jackass. Hey, you fat jackass, how you doing? Who's that guy? Why is he there? I mean, I don't even get why he's there. I mean, I could almost get why Ed
I don't know
McMahon
why
was there.
Conan is there.
There you go.
They should just have no host on the show.
Just have like Gilbert come out and do 10 minutes and cut him off.
They
Just
found
have
the
an
only
empty
guy in
chair
America
there.
that makes Conan look good.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to do some news since Gilbert has nothing to promote?
Sure. I can't believe
I
you're not
did
here
that.
with a date.
I know. Maybe someone will call later. I didn't think I had any dates coming up.
You don't have anything coming
Not
up?
that I know of. Maybe my agent will call later.
Gilbert always comes in and then halfway through the appearance we find that he has a bunch of dates.
Yeah.
He doesn't know why he's here.
He's just here because he has a good time on the show.
All right.
Gilbert needs to be in the public eye.
Someone in the...
Between this and Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, all right. We're going to do some news, Gilbert. You're good with this.
Yes, okay.
All right.
Someone in the Washington Times
Well, now we're going to play a game.
thought you were very good on the Jay Leno show, Howard.
Oh, yeah? What'd they say?
Mr. Stern, incidentally, recently was on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno to plug the extravaganza. You know, of course, they're talking about
Pay-per-view.
promotion. And they say, oddly, Mr. Stern, notorious mean streak, was somewhat subdued. Not to say he wasn't outrageous, but his demeanor was much more affable, almost, but not quite charming, and never funnier.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good appearance. Unlike Gilbert's appearance, people saw him on. Gilbert plays it safe. He goes on shows no one sees and says how great he was.
It's a tryout. Gilbert's trying out the material.
No one in the Washington Times writing about Gilbert's Conan appearance.
And he did some of his best stuff.
I also did a Herman's Head to add to my list of shows.
Hey, you know who called me at home?
Uh-oh.
You'll like this. Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, my God.
Called me to tell me how good I was on Leno. And he says, I mean, like just out of the clear blue for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't looking for anything. And he was just like the nicest guy. Do you know him?
Vaguely.
Yeah, I mean, he just said, too few people ever call each other and congratulate them, but I thought, it was a genius appearance, and...
He wants something.
No, he didn't want anything.
Gilbert can smell it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you're right. He borrowed $350.
Hey, can I get on your show now? That was a great appearance. Come on. I need an appearance somewhere. Come on, let me walk on. I'll say hello. I'll do 3 lines.
No, Rodney even said, Rodney doesn't even have to work anymore. He made enough money.
Oh,
He
yeah.
doesn't, he doesn't do anything anymore. And he just said, he says, my ego isn't so big that I can't make this call. And it was
Gilbert has never made a call.
no, Gilbert's ego is so big he can't bear to call
Gilbert's
anyone.
ego is out of control.
Yeah, I never once heard from Gilbert after I did a Jay Leno appearance. Hello? This is Gilbert.
That's really
appearance was It was,
Hi, it's Gilbert.
I'm not too big to make this call.
Rodney was telling me he left stand-up comedy pretty much. He just went into suing people full time.
He's living from suit to suit.
Oh, yeah, he's got like 3 or 4 filed right now. But it was like the nicest call I ever got from anybody. And it was like we talked for a couple of minutes. And then he said, he got a call early in his career from Jack Benny. And Jack Benny was his hero. So when Jack Benny called, he didn't know what to say. And then Jack Benny invited him to dinner. And Rodney said, I'm busy that day. He didn't go because he was like, what am I going to say to Jack Benny at dinner?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He was afraid he wouldn't be able to talk or something.
Yeah. But then Rodney didn't invite me to dinner.
Yeah.
Thank God. Do you ever do that? Do you ever get calls from other
Did I
comedians?
ever invite anyone to dinner? No.
Did you ever? I know you've been invited to dinner. Gilbert's so cheap. He's so infamously cheap. He would never invite anyone to
No,
dinner.
of course not.
Could you buy me some pajamas?
I need a thermometer.
Can you get me an English muffin?
Did you ever get a call from another comedian saying, "Hey, I thought you did a good job"? Seriously,
No
never?
one of any importance.
Really? Nice.
Belzer has called me a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, big
What,
deal.
Yeah,
what did he
that's it.
want?
He's looking for something.
What did he want?
A testicle, I think.
Testicle transplant.
He asked if I had one to spare.
Well, now that you've made Gilbert totally jealous by reading my positive review,
Yes. I always like to do that when Gilbert's here.
yeah. Well, don't feel bad, Gilbert. That's a Mooney newspaper.
But when you crack that group, you know you're really making it.
Yeah. The
Nipsey
Mooney's,
Russell called me up about my Conan appearance.
the Mooney's only write nice stuff about Reverend Sun Young Moon. So I feel very complimented. That's very nice. Who is the reporter there?
I don't know because I
Chiang
only got
Kai-shek?
facts, and I don't know exactly. The name of the column is Radio Waves.
Oh, that's very nice. I appreciate that.
So whoever writes that.
Very, very rarely is anything nice said about me.
Bill Clinton, he's looking for some nice things to be said about him.
You know what? I'm going to make my prediction about Bill
First
Clinton.
of all, I was going to ask you today, do you think that in 1994 he will self-destruct? Because this certainly isn't an auspicious beginning to the year for him.
No, I'm going to tell you, he's done a couple of smart things. First of all, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you this. He admitted that he had a bad marriage. He admitted it in so many ways. He didn't come out and just say, hey, I have a horrible marriage. He basically said, listen,
I can't stand her.
he is not physically attracted. He does not have a love relationship with his wife. I think this is a partnership of a kind. She wants to be in the White House. He wants to be in the White House. Very competent woman, and the two of them are running the country together. I believe that this sexual stuff is all oh so much garbage. You know, we're all interested in the private lives of our leaders.
Yes.
I mean, I think he's going to have to avoid this whole family values issue.
Well, you know, the other day I was watching the Weekend Review on CNN.
Right, I watched it too. Sunday night?
Yeah. And you saw them up in the balcony of that church singing?
Yeah. It looks tacky. So
Don't do things like that.
yeah. So I think that basically we all understand that, and I think this stuff will blow over. I think these troopers coming out of the woodwork all of a sudden.
Well, you know, the tabloid shows have picked up on it again tonight. One of them will be airing the views of a man who says he lived next door to Jennifer Flowers and knows that there was sex going on between Bill
And she blew
Clinton
over.
and Jennifer Flowers because he could hear them through the wall.
Yeah, well, no one doubts it. And this Jennifer Flowers, I don't know what her agenda is with Bill
And now
Clinton.
she's upset. There's an article
She has a
coming
big,
out
hairy agenda.
in
Yes.
Star Magazine where she's now upset with Bill Clinton because now she realizes he was cheating on her while he was cheating on his wife as well.
Duh. So,
She's very upset.
look, the man has an incredible appetite for female pulchritude. And who doesn't?
He likes agenda.
Now, it just so happens I can keep it in my pants. I have managed to do that so far in my life. It doesn't mean that every man is perfect. And this guy...
I've been able to.
Yeah, well, you did that by
And
choice.
he's not even married.
Yeah. Gilbert hasn't taken it out of his pants in like 3 years. Now, you have an active sex life. You do.
Oh, yes.
Don't. I saw your girlfriend.
Yes.
When you were in the hospital dying.
And I've heard stories about you, so I don't want to hear from you, Gilbert.
I'm dying. It's time to reevaluate. I don't know if I want to go back into stand-up
What
comedy.
am I doing? But
Could you get me a television set?
Could you buy me...
what is all this about?
Gilbert had an appendix attack, and right away when I was in the hospital with him at his bedside, he was like questioning his whole life. I said, Gilbert, you sounded real stupid. If you ever get healthy again, you're going to be ridiculed.
Oh, boy.
Wouldn't you love to follow Gilbert around with a camera for 24 hours, see his personal hygiene habits, his bank account, his sexual relationships? But anyway, Gilbert is a stud. He knocks off a couple of broads a week. I don't feel bad for him.
You can throw in a few bucks.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone who's standing in church, including most of the guys giving the sermons, have either done a few little boys or something has gone on. So you've got to understand something. The whole church is hypocritical. Religion is hypocritical. Religion is a joke in this country. You know, no one can say it. But Jesus and Santa Claus are the same people. You know that. And I'm telling you, It's just it's all a goof. It's just stuff it's like we have to believe in something. It could have been a leprechaun. Instead, we called it Jesus, or the Jews call him, I don't know, who they call him. The Jews don't even have a Jesus. Can you imagine? Blasphemy.
They just have some god.
They have some god, some pagan god. Jackie the Joke Man god. But it doesn't make it. This religion thing is a whole joke. Let me tell you what it should boil down to. It boils down to this. Maybe there's a god, right? Doesn't look like anybody.
Yeah.
And
He looks sort of like me.
Maybe like Gilbert. Inhuman.
And you really can't tell about
Right.
it.
And there's all these little fairy tales that have popped up over the years. Or just, you know how we see a National Geographic special and we get crazy, we watch it, we see, look at those stupid cannibals. They're
Right.
praying to a rock.
Right. Yeah.
But that rock is no different than what we pray to. They look.
I mean, there was a girl in here this morning with a bunch of beads around her waist, and she said that was 7 healing powers, and
Right.
she had some metal hanging off of it, and now she's protected.
Meanwhile, she's shaving another lesbian while she's wearing that. All right? So God is everywhere. Like Gilbert will take any gig. Take any job.
God was with me on Conan O'Brien.
And I'll tell you something. There is if there is a God, who can prove anything? But all of this superstition and nonsense that goes along with religion and Jesus and this one, but there's not a real thing as Santa Claus, but there was a real Jesus. There isn't a real Easter Bunny, but there is a real Virgin Mary. It's all nuts. And
Well-
the idea of a heterosexual priest is an oxymoron. Nobody goes into the priesthood not wanting to knock off a few babes. You don't go in there if you're attracted to women.
Well, the Pope did have a message during the holiday season. He says that men and women must enter an indissoluble marriage
Yeah.
and welcome all children they conceive, which means no birth control.
Well, I'll tell you something. I do not use birth control.
Well, you and the Pope are on the same side.
I withdraw.
I can't get an erection.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's your business. No one wants to hear that.
You didn't have to make that announcement here, Gilbert.
No one looked at you,
Is that
Gilbert.
what you're promoting today? One is coming.
One is coming soon.
94.
Limpy Gottfried. Robin, so that wraps up those two stories.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, Robin. By the way, a lot of speculation about Gilbert's sex life going on during the commercials, Robin, since you know that story about him and I don't.
Oh, really?
Got it here.
Well, let me put it this way.
Okay.
We had him having sex with a dog, or he was a homo.
No, it wasn't that at all. It was
Having
something,
sex with a male dog.
This is the one thing Gilbert
Something-
fears the most,
Yes.
right? When someone finds out about your personal life.
Disclosure.
Me? No, I'm very open about my life. I'm very, very open.
All I know is that, Gilbert gives this
Loser impression, yeah.
that he can't get a date and
Well,
he
that's his
doesn't
act.
have any girls. And that
Reality
whole thing.
knocks off like 6 girls a week.
Absolutely. And he's a one-night stand kind of guy.
Right.
You know, he loves them and leaves them. He
You do.
dumps
Yeah.
them after
Yeah.
a night.
Because Gilbert's afraid of intimacy.
Yeah.
He doesn't even like to take his
clothes.
Yeah, he doesn't like to take his clothes off.
I
with
don't
my
have
body
any
with you?
details as to whether he was great in the sack or anything
Yeah.
like that, but I
Well,
know
throw it in anyway.
of one girl he knocked off.
Really?
Yeah.
You know her personally.
I think we met her.
What did she look like?
Was she good looking?
She was a cute girl.
Oh, okay.
Famous person?
No, not famous.
He knocked off a girl that you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Was it Linda Blair?
Look, he's guessing.
Did you do Linda Blair?
Was it Goldie Hawn?
Well, it is, Robin, I don't mean to break this to you, but it is show business. It's Gilbert's act to say he doesn't get women. I mean,
Well, we had
Harpo
an
could talk.
episode here
Yeah.
where we set him up on a date, and he didn't want to be bothered with the girl.
because he gets enough on his own.
And we were speculating as to why and this girl was a rather attractive girl.
We thought it was because he was a homo. We've always thought that about you.
But I now know that he is no homo.
Really. But he has problems with
The
women.
nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
And Gilbert, can I ask you a serious question?
Yes.
Have you ever had a relationship that lasted more than a night?
No.
Really?
No.
What's that all about?
I'm like Errol Flynn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A real swashbuckler.
I think Gilbert doesn't want to deal with women. Like, he doesn't like them as people.
I drink and have sex.
But he has a need for sex, like Spock.
Yes.
He has to have sex once every 7 years.
That's right.
Well, not that often.
So, and what did she say? Did she say he was good?
I didn't talk to the girl personally. I just know that Gilbert and she wound up back at her place.
Could you tell me the name off the air?
I don't know her name.
Could you describe her to me off the air? Like would I know her from, would I have met her? Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, all right. Yeah, I wouldn't know her then. Hey, look at you, Gilbert. I'm looking at you with different eyes now.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of turning me on.
And she's going around bragging about it?
Well, she did happen. See, we were told
Having
one
sex with me
story
is no
about
reason
the
to
whole-
brag.
Yeah, I mean, why would a girl admit to that?
And then in private, she was admitting
broke down.
to
Yeah.
all kinds of things.
You got to teach these girls to be quiet. You have to bury them in your mother's backyard. You don't want them going around talking about you.
You should confess to the Kennedy assassination before having sex with me.
Norman Vincent Peale, the man who wrote the book Power of Positive Thinking, has died, Howard.
Good.
He was 95 years old. I guess a couple of weeks ago he had suffered a stroke.
I read that book. It was a ripoff.
You didn't like it?
No. All it says is, like, think positively about yourself. Stuff like that. How can I do that? My father called me a moron my whole life. Yeah, I'll overcome that. You know, like you should believe in yourself and,
Right.
you know, how are you supposed to do that?
Oh, he didn't have any clues in there as to how you were supposed to accomplish these things, huh?
I mean, and then the whole time I'm reading the book and I'm going, I'm positive this book sucks. But I read it trying to, like, improve my self-image and stuff. Didn't work.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that it didn't work for you because he sold a lot of books around the world.
Yeah, because the title was so good. The Power of Positive Thinking. Because you think, oh, man, I'm going to empower myself.
Yeah, it works for me.
Did you ever read that book?
Yeah, but then I looked at myself naked and it just ruined everything.
Right. Then you took away all your powerful thinking.
Well, a lot of people said he helped them believe in themselves.
I'm positive.
I'm so positive.
It's like one of those books that tell you, he was the first guy to figure that out. Just you have to think good thoughts about yourself.
He said he was he had a terrible inferiority complex.
Is that how you keep yourself regular?
No, I read it in high school, thinking that, like, I wouldn't be such a loser when I read this book. Like, all of a sudden my life would change. Women would find me attractive, and I would, and then, like, you can't incorporate any of those things into your real life because people just laugh at you. It was ridiculous. You would say stuff like, go up to people and shake their hand firmly. It's like, hey, eat me.
Now I'm getting turned on.
Well, all I know is that apparently he touched a lot of people. A lot of salesmen read that book.
Yeah, I read that book.
Used it as their Bible. So at 95, after a little illness, Norman Vincent Peale is no longer with us.
Yeah. Simple rules to live by. I'll give it to you for free. Here's the simple rules you should live by. First of all, don't let anything bother you. Number 2, pretend you're rich so girls will like you. Number 3, imagine you're good looking. And then you'll live like a king. Yeah, that's how easy it is. That's what the book's like. It's like, just live life like a king.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Yeah. Meanwhile, look at you. You look like Elephant Man.
Wait.
I am so rich.
I feel so positive about my life. Women like me. I have many friends. I feel wonderful after reading this book.
I'm gorgeous.
This would be a tribute.
I'm perfect. Howling at the moon.
I'm so popular. Women all want to have sex with me.
What else is in the news, Robin?
Well, Howard, Michael Jackson continues in the news.
Guilty.
His lawyers are going to be back in court this morning.
Pictures of my penis and buttocks.
Yes.
It was so humiliating.
Your lawyers will be back in the courtroom this morning trying to protect you from
And they asked for
publication
wallet-sized
of those
photos.
pictures.
Did you see the tape of his statement?
Yes, very good.
Didn't he look bizarre? I mean, wasn't that outrageous?
They took pictures of my penis and buttocks and lower sections.
Yeah, my lower my haunches.
And when that wasn't enough, they asked for more pictures.
Yeah, what was funny about it is that, like, okay, they took pictures of your penis, they took pictures of your buttocks,
Lower torso,
and
including my penis.
Yeah, and then he goes, and then my lower torso.
Well, now they say the lawyers say that they've heard word that the tabloids and so forth are out offering big bucks
For the pictures.
For the pictures.
Oh, you know you're going to see those pictures.
So they're going back into they're going back into court today, Howard, to try to protect Michael Jackson from that kind of an invasion.
Now they want pictures of Janet and
privacy.
Latoya.
It was so humiliating, but I did it because I got to clear my good name.
So be it.
So be it. Oh, I had to suffer that humiliation. Oh, it's so wrong.
You know what one of my pictures sells for?
Yeah, millions of dollars. And then they took pictures, and they took way too many pictures.
If I am guilty of anything, it is of loving little children of all races, colors, and sexes.
And sizes.
And as soon as I figure out what color my penis is, I would love that too. And my lower haunches.
No one has suffered humiliation like this. No one. How about those boys you slept with?
Okay. Okay, mood point.
How about those boys you took, you took into your bed, and even though you didn't touch them, you slept with them?
Maybe you didn't touch them. We don't know.
But I got them an ice cream afterwards.
Yeah.
But he is not without his support. Some
Support my
9-year-olds.
penis.
Some 9-year-olds from Fairfax, Virginia, a set of twins who call themselves Back to Back, have written a song to show their support for Michael Jackson.
We stay back to back when we.
All right. You got to stay back to back when you're with those young boys.
Front to back is more like it.
Is that right? There's a song now supporting Michael Jackson?
Yeah, a portion of the lyrics. This is dedicated to you, Michael, from all the kids throughout the world. We love you, Michael, 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 Michael. We're still your friend.
We feel bad for you, Michael, because they made you suffer humiliation.
You don't have to fight anymore. Oh, Michael, we believe in you. We don't care what they say or do. We will stand by your side until the end.
I'll hold you up. Neverland. You stay there, you never go to jail.
I was looking for your name this weekend on all the lists that were coming out, Howard. I haven't seen it yet.
No, my name did not make the list this
You were
year.
not Times Man of the Year.
No. No, I wasn't. Oh, even though I should be. Who was the time of the year, man?
Man of the Year
Man of the
actually
Year.
turned out to be 4 people.
Axl Rose?
No, the guy from South Africa, I forget the...
Nelson Mandela?
Nelson Mandela and the guy who's the president of the country of South Africa.
J.W. Boda? Boda? J.F. Boda?
I took a ride in a boat. I went fishing in my boat.
I done freed a Negro. He's man of the year because he finally woke up and said, hey, I got to
And
let...
met with a black man.
Yeah.
And then Yasser Arafat and whoever's leading Israel at this point.
Menachem Begin?
No, that's not who's leading Israel.
Oh, he's not in office anymore?
Isn't it...
Who's your leader, Gilbert Gottfried?
Alan King.
Alan King.
what's his name?
Jan Murray.
I have to show Gilbert the Ted and Whoopi sketch that we're doing New Year's Eve. And we shot with Sherman Hemsley. Wait till you see it.
He'll love it.
He'll love it. You're going to really love it.
Is it Shamir at this point?
Shamir, Shlamazel. Shamir, yeah. Yitzhak Shamir.
Yeah. So anyway, those are the guys
They
made
took
up,
pictures of my yitchcocks.
the Man of the Year.
And lower haunches.
My lower hunches and my discolored yitchcocks.
Yitzhak.
And then Entertainment Weekly, of course, names sort of a Man of the Year in entertainment.
Who's that?
And they chose Steven Spielberg instead of you because he put out 2 incredible films this year, Jurassic Park and Schindler's List.
No Woman of the Year?
No.
Isn't that interesting, Robin?
Well, sometimes the Man of the Year is a woman, but not this year.
Richard Simmons. I miss him. Where is he? He doesn't like us anymore.
No, he's not. Did anyone hear from him over the holidays?
He doesn't even call Gary anymore.
He stopped talking to Gary.
Yeah.
Richard Simmons took pictures of my ass and lower hunches.
The person with the best hair this year,
Not
I'm a monkey.
according to John Amigo,
He has the best hair all over his body.
says that Susan Powder
Oh, no.
has the best hair of the year.
Oh, come on.
He also, is this a goof list? He also liked Lyle Lovett.
That's a goof list. That's not real hair.
Fabio.
That's steel wool. Fabio? Fabio does have good hair.
Fabio, he said. Yes.
Gilbert wishes he looked like Fabio.
Bad hair goes to Margaret Thatcher,
And Gilbert.
Demi Moore, and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's got two haircuts, Billy Ray. He's got a short
Right,
hair, and then
that's
he's got that
true.
long hair in the back. He's like Mark and Brian. That's how they cut their hair. Mark and Brian in Los Angeles have two different haircuts. They have the long hair for weekends that they can ponytail, and then they've got the short hair. So if they hold it back, it'll look...
Like they have short hair.
Yeah, they're cool.
Like they're conservative dudes.
They look like Paul Revere and the Raiders.
And
Featuring
on the
Mark Lindsay,
USA Today CNN Most Admired list.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Steven
after a
Spielberg,
Gallup
probably.
poll,
You got to do a sequel, like combine both the Jurassic Park and just march the dinosaurs into an oven.
the president.
Schindler's List. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Stegosaurus.
Rex, that's a Jewish name.
Oh, dear.
And then all the dinosaurs are extinct.
That's what caused the extinction.
Pterodactyl.
Dactyl, Jew.
All right, the most admired list of men included Bill Clinton,
Bill Dana.
followed by George Bush, Billy Graham,
Bush.
John
They
Paul
took pictures
II,
of my bush.
Ross Perot, Ronald Reagan, Colin Powell,
They
Rush
took pictures of my
Limbaugh,
pals.
Rush Limbaugh. Yeah, he's someone to admire.
and General Norman Schwarzkopf and Michael Jordan. On the women's list, Hillary Rodham Clinton, Mother Teresa, Margaret Thatcher, Barbara Bush, Princess Di, Janet Reno, Oprah Winfrey,
Imus.
Queen Elizabeth II, Elizabeth Taylor, Maya Angelou.
What about you, Robin?
I'm not on the list either.
Oh, come on. Throw it in there.
How dare they? Robin Quiver.
Most regular woman.
Never strains.
No sweat on her brow.
You never even scrunch up your face or anything.
No.
No.
You're not ready if you're scrunching up your face.
Don't sit down if you're scrunching.
Oh, okay.
That's the rule.
That's a good rule for you, Gilbert.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want cash.
Oh, here's something for the record books. The world's oldest woman, according to a British newspaper,
The woman I had sex with, yes.
has just had a set of twins at the age of 59.
Oh, that's obscene. What, did she have somebody else's uterus?
Of course. She had somebody, she went to some fertility doctor in Rome, and he transplanted fertility, those eggs from another woman, a younger woman,
Into her?
into her, and
Into her
then
vag?
gave her these hormone pills to help her uterus get ready.
And she's 89?
59 years old.
Oh, 59.
Yeah. She's the oldest woman known to have had a live birth. Before her, it was a California woman by the age of 53.
Yeah, that's great. That's so wrong.
Her friends say that she had everything. A great job, a luxury house, and a loving partner. The only thing she didn't have was a child, and she thought she had missed the boat. She went to some doctors in England, and they thought it would be too much of a strain
Of
for
course.
her to go through childbirth and pregnancy.
God is saying you're too old. Nature is saying you are too old to have a baby. This is not right what these doctors are doing. They're like Frankenstein.
If you got a strain, you're not ready, they
That's
say.
You're not
Yes.
kidding. You're 59 years old. You know what? By the time the kid is breastfeeding, she'll be on life support.
Do you realize that 10 years old, this mother is going to be near 70?
She'll be 69 years old. 69. Gilbert, your favorite.
Yes.
What is it, Baba Booey? How dare you interrupt?
Well, Robin was doing that story before about the two 9-year-olds that did the song for Michael Jackson. I just opened the mail,
It's
you
there.
have
and there's a CD.
Oh,
great.
wonderful. Let's hear Michael Jackson's song.
That's important. Very good work, Baba Booey. Monkey.
I can open the mail better than anyone. Gilbert.
Is that your Gary impression?
I got it in the mail.
These are two young black boys who made this. I see their picture on the
Twins,
CD.
but
Twins.
back to back.
They took pictures of my lower haunches.
This is dedicated to you, Michael, from all the kids around the world.
Uh-oh.
What are they trying to get an invitation to the house?
Now turn over.
Your genitals are black and they're also white. Let's get nude and sleep together tonight.
Oh, boy.
That was good. Well, guilty or innocent, I say the evidence looks, I mean, there is no real hardcore evidence that has been submitted to me, but from what I hear, I don't know, I see something improper was going on there. But that's just my opinion.
Those little kids don't think so.
Well, the little kids haven't been up to Never Never Land. Never Never Land.
You'll never have your pants on again.
This is a land where you be free of clothes.
This is Never Wear Clothes Land.
Yeah, they abbreviated it in the press, but you see, hey, Michael, I thought this was called Neverland. No, Never Wear Your Clothes Land. See, look at that sign up there. Well, you didn't know because they never say it in the press. We could call it whatever we want. Even though my ass looks like a Dalmatian, that's why I can't. That's why I got to keep my clothes on. But you can be free of those horrible restraints.
I look like Petey from the Little Rascals in my pants.
Yeah. But you'll be free of restraint now because you don't have to wear clothes. It's so good.
Welcome to Lower Haunchland.
In Russia over the weekend.
I won't let you go till you take pictures of my lower haunches.
Russia's like Never Never Land.
Kidnappers, 4 kidnappers took some kids and...
I like kids and I like to nap with them.
Will you stop?
You call me a kidnapper. Go ahead.
Took some kids and some adults hostage over the weekend and kept asking for different things, including $10 million. So finally, the Russian government came up with $10 million in ransom money, got all the hostages freed, and then they finally captured the 4 kidnappers and recovered the money. So I guess now, and maybe we didn't hear about these kind of things going on in Russia when the Soviet Union was in existence, because we always thought that they were immune to this kind of thing. But
I thought they were crime-free.
yeah, not true.
Say, Robin?
So
you don't
Howard,
always know.
you bought the hype. It wasn't true, though.
That's right, I did. Yeah, I did.
I did.
I do.
They were Russian. They were Russian to take pictures of my ass.
Did you see that in Page 6 today, they say there's some disquiet among the Beach Boys. Mike Love is suing Brian Wilson.
And Brian Wilson doesn't know where he is.
Nice guy.
Mike Love says that he's very upset about being portrayed as a violent, sex-crazed fiend in the book Wouldn't It Be Nice?
Oh, really?
Brian Wilson's autobiography. He also says that he's not been given credit for co-authoring 79 songs the Beach Boys wrote.
Well, he might have a legitimate claim there.
Well, one of his detractors says that Mike Love is trying to rewrite history now that most of the major players who were involved at the time are dead and can't tell the story.
Wow.
In fact, Stephen Gaines, who was the author of the book The Beach Boys Heroes and Villains, says Mike Love's name is ironic because there's nothing loving about him.
Oh, no. We know the guy. We love him.
One of his, I guess his first wife, accused him of beating her.
Yeah, but she didn't listen.
After having caught her smoking. That's all she did.
Yeah. Well, listen.
She says, and he beat her up.
It smells up the house is right.
They did the theme song to Problem Child.
Did they?
Little trivia. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that with
Sorry.
us. The one movie Gilbert said.
Yeah, he's plugging himself.
Yeah, right.
So I guess they'll have to fight it out in court a little longer. And this is a little bit of good news, however, that Brian
Gilbert's
Wilson,
leaving?
Yeah.
Brian Wilson recaptured publishing rights for the music he produced between 1962 and 1966. You'll remember that's the catalog that his father sold.
How'd he get it back?
After Wilson was in, had that nervous breakdown. And
He had to
was
have
really
sex with Michael
incompetent
Jackson.
to make a decision at that point. I guess they fought it out in court and said Brian Wilson never would have given permission, but he was in such a bad state that he didn't know what was going on.
Oh, so he got his rights back to the publishing.
Yeah. In fact, he got something like a $10 million settlement
Wow.
as a result of all that. So, sounds pretty nice.
That should buy a lot of straitjackets.
A lot of sand for that sandbox.
You know Anna Nicole Smith? She's the Playmate of the Year for 1993.
Yeah.
She's in the paper, or at page 6 anyway, reports today that...
She did the theme song to Aladdin.
no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That, she posed nude in the magazine, of course, and she didn't know really who her father was, and I guess he didn't know who she was.
Yeah, she never
So
met her father.
She finally met up with him. She said she'd been looking all over for him, and then once they met, her father just started gushing and saying he had seen her nude pictures.
Oh,
So,
God.
I guess Daddy had a little fun with
Whoa.
his daughter while
That's
he
a
was
shock.
looking at those pictures and didn't even know it.
I didn't know you grew up to be such a piece of ass. I would have stayed with you.
That's kind of interesting that your father has those thoughts about you after seeing you nude and
Well, you didn't know, in all fairness to the man, Robin.
Yeah, well, you ought to stay with your kids.
But now he's more turned on.
Right, that's more of a turn on.
And Soul Asylum's David Perner is moving to New York.
Oh, good.
He's living with me.
Gilbert needs a roommate. His rent is too much.
He says he's not very happy about it because the prices in the Big Apple are so high. He says, I'm used to paying about $200 for rent, now I'll have to pay $2,000. I want to know where he's going to live for that.
Yeah, where are you going to get a place for $2,000? That's what I want to know.
He's going to be living in a closet.
You should move in with Gilbert. Gilbert's on rent control. Aren't you? You have a rent control apartment.
Yeah, I'll have, and he could stay under my fold-out chair.
Right.
The grave of Marlene Dietrich was desecrated in Berlin, Howard.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Falling
desecrated it?
in love again.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
They desecrated it and covered it in excrement.
Yeah, that was Gilbert.
I was ready.
You're saying people went to the grave of Marlene Dietrich?
Yeah.
And went to and smeared excrement all over her grave?
That's right.
Why would they do that, Robin?
Well, there is speculation. She wasn't very popular in Germany because she came to the United States and was working here. And during the war, during the Hitler regime, she was offered to return to Germany, and she refused because she didn't agree with the Nazis, I guess, about their politics.
Picky, picky, picky.
So in 1960, when she visited Germany, she was picketed
You mean
by people who were angry at her for not supporting
The Nazis.
Germany during the war.
boy, those Germans,
They're a wacky group.
they're not to be trusted. Falling in love again, love again.
Fatima to do, can't help it.
The words fur-wearing slut
They took pictures of my fur-wearing slut.
were daubed in red paint
Oh, my.
by the unidentified vandals.
Well, she must have been spinning in her grave.
She died in May of last year and was buried in her native Berlin after a career that began in pre-Hitler Germany and flourished in the United States.
Well, if life is anything like Tales from the Crypt, those people will suffer. Because there's always retribution for doing stuff like that. You don't smear excrement on people's graves.
Well, occasionally, but
Well, you do.
on
but
holidays.
you always wait for Christmas.
So, but other than that, the Germans are very upset about what they did during the Holocaust.
Falling in love again.
Never wanted to.
I see in the paper today it's a year since we learned the name Katie Beers, the little girl who was abducted when she was on her way to some video arcade by a wacky neighbor who imprisoned her in a bunker he had built below his house.
Yeah, he had a Never Never Land in his back of his house.
Right, and he finally led police to
I
that
took pictures of Katie's beard.
bunker after she'd been closed in it for some time. Not a long time, but some time. She was then taken away from her hellish life. She had been living sort of like a street urchin. That's the result of being passed around by family members and so forth. Now she's living with a loving foster family, they say, and is turning into quite a nice little young girl. She's even made the honor roll in school.
Wow. Turning your life around, Robin.
That's right, Howard. But her mother is still suing the county for permanent custody of her daughter.
Let's hope she never gets it.
It's amazing to me how people can never tell what's best for their children.
Well, let's hope she grows up in a nice, normal family and somehow gets to date Jerry Seinfeld.
Hey, I've got a little room in my basement.
How are you?
Why do people keep little cells in their basement? Is it to keep little girls from getting out?
Huh?
What else is in the?
Are you celebrating Kwanzaa?
Yes.
You haven't gotten tired of Christmas yet.
He took
Kwanzaa-
pictures of my Kwanzaa.
Oh, stop it. Kwanzaa, we're in the second day, I think, of Kwanzaa.
Yes,
My
we are.
Kwanzaa and lower hunches.
African-American holiday celebration.
Yes, it is. Kwanzaa.
I would like to get me some Kwanzaa.
Please. Are you celebrating Kwanzaa?
Hey, can you please show me your big Kwanzaa?
Now, what do that have to do with the Africans?
Well, it was started in the 60s by someone who
Yeah.
thought that blacks needed to recognize their own culture, indulge in a little self-love, and
I indulge in
respect
self-love every night.
and unity.
So now, what do it mean?
I don't know what the word means. I just told you what somebody probably made it up.
Is that African?
I don't know.
I want a Kwanzaa.
All you white people don't know what Kwanzaa means. You don't respect the... I don't think that caught on, that idea. Why don't they conform to our society? Why do they all have to be into Kwanzaa?
Why do they want the Kwanzaa?
Who do they think they are? Kinte Kinte?
Now, is anybody suffering from the holiday blues?
Gilbert.
Yes. Even before the holiday.
He's been depressed all year.
Yes.
Good cure is to watch our pay-per-view New Year's Eve.
And I'll be on Conan O'Brien New Year's Eve and up all night.
Who cares?
I'm sorry. And the Beach Boys did the Problem Child theme.
Right. Anything else, Robin?
I think that is it for me today.
I'm kind of worn out, so I don't want to sit here and talk to Gilbert. I think we're done with him, right? Gilbert, obviously, congratulations are in order for your successful career and your Up All Night television show.
Oh, yes.
And, of course, your Conan appearances. And
That'll be on New Year's.
And what else?
Conan O'Brien on New Year's
Oh,
and
right.
up all night on
With
New
New
Year's.
Year's.
Everything's New Year's.
Yeah,
Then,
well-
after that, I have no career. Then it's going to be the Aladdin cartoon. I don't know when.
Oh,
New
so you're
Year's.
going to be doing the voice of that parrot for the cartoon?
Oh, yeah?
What is
no,
that
I'll be
voice?
doing the princess.
What is the voice?
Oh, it's much different.
It's the same as your regular Gilbert voice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be on Herman's Head sometime this year. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah?
when.
Did you shoot it already?
Yeah.
Oh. How'd that work out? Do you get everything done in one take, or do they have to do a lot of takes?
Oh, no, I'm just a professional.
No, really, seriously. do you-
Well, when do you go out? Are you there 3 to 5 days before they do the actual shoot?
It's usually about a week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No. And you go out there and you rehearse and,
And there I am.
right. Well, very good for you, Gilbert.
I just like to point out to Gilbert, I do it all in one day.
Oh, you did what? Whatchamacallit?
The Fresh Prince.
The Schwarzer Show.
The Schwarzer
The
Show.
Schwarzer Show. I think those funny Schwarzers. It's called.
There are a lot of black shows, that
Yes.
that are on TV now. You've never done any of the black
Oh,
shows.
I
he
did,
did
yes.
the Bill Cosby Show.
Cosby, and
the
I did-
first black show.
And you did the Eddie Murphy movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I did 2 episodes of Different World.
Oh, you did?
Oh, he
Yeah.
does all the black
Oh,
shows.
so you're on a lot. Did you ever score with a black woman on any of these shows?
I never scored with a white woman.
Well,
But and
stop.
I did. Oh, and I'm also in House Party 3. I did a part.
oh yeah, but that's
One
another
scene.
black movie.
Yeah.
You didn't know Gilbert was black.
Blacks, you know what? Black guys who do movies like
They
to have
like
Gilbert on because they
Gilbert.
need a goofy white guy. Someone who looks stupid.
He'd be a goofier white man.
Look at him. We're better than him. Who would the one white man we could catch that is better? Right? That's you who play the goofy white
Yeah.
guy. You're an embarrassment to the white women. All right, Gilbert
I think it's
Gottfried.
the one guy that can get more white women than.
Yeah. I want to thank Gilbert for coming on. Also, Jackie Jokeman Martling is going to be making several appearances.
Is that right?
Jackie Platinum Joke Page Martling to order Jackie's new comedy CD, The Joke Man Cometh. Taped live at the Philadelphia Funny Bone. Call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 922-WINE is just a regular call. Let's enjoy some of the CD.
Stick when I drink. I'm Jackie the Drunk Man Marlin. My hand sticks when I drink.
That's a killer, isn't it? It's a good album. I've listened to it.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to let it go.
All right, very good, Jackie.
I guess
Congratulations.
Gilbert's going to get this out.
Oh, he loves it.